In 2021, a mass of Arctic air pushed down from Canada into Texas, producing temperatures as low as -10 degrees Fahrenheit. We found that over 400 individuals of a single bird species died in just a few days. These types of severe weather patterns, including Arctic blasts, are occurring more frequently with climate change. So winter weather can have dire impacts on birds. But some birds do just fine in the freezing cold. How do they do it?
Hi, my name is Annie, and I'm a behavioral ecologist studying overwintering birds. I spent 3 years using these feeders to study these birds to make this graph. My goal was to ask, how do small birds change their feeding behavior to survive the cold?
In our last video, we shared that when the temperature drops, birds will burn a lot of calories just by shivering to maintain their body temperature. We want to know, do they wake up hungry?
So after a -10-degree night, will birds head to the feeders because they're starving? Or will they go less often because they're hunkering down to save energy?
Using our DIY bird feeders, we collected a ton of data on downy woodpeckers and white-breasted nuthatches, including how often they visited our feeders at varying temperatures over the winter.
Here's a scatterplot graph showing the results. On the x-axis, we have the nighttime low temperature. And on the y-axis, we have the mean or average visits to the feeder the following morning. The key to reading a scatterplot is to look for patterns in the dots.
So are downy woodpeckers more likely to visit our feeders after a cold night spent shivering? Are they hungry in the morning after using energy to try to stay warm?
According to our findings, yes. With the data gathered at our bird feeders, we found that downy woodpeckers visited the feeders more often in colder temperatures. And unlike humans who can put on a jacket to keep warm, overwintering animals need to use energy to stay warm. And energy comes from food.
But what about the other overwintering birds we study? Do they do the same thing as downy woodpeckers?
We also gathered data about white-breasted nuthatches, another common bird that will stick it out in the cold. Here's what we found.
In this graph, the pattern is not quite as obvious. We can see a slightly downward trending line, but overall, the nuthatches appear to visit the feeders about as often in colder temperatures as they do in warmer temperatures.
This is different from what we observed in the downy woodpeckers.
One possible explanation is that nuthatches cache or hide food, while downy woodpeckers do not. If there is food hidden somewhere else, nuthatches might not need to visit the feeders as often.
Another possible explanation is that white-breasted nuthatches can lower their body temperature to conserve energy. This is just like when you turn down the thermostat in your house to save energy.
What's clear is that woodpeckers and nuthatches do different things to survive cold winters. Digging more into these questions might help us understand how different bird species might fare under a changing climate.
This is why being a scientist is so cool. We are continuously asking questions, gathering data, learning new things, and that goes right back to asking even more questions. And well, you get the idea.
As biologists, we know that not all birds do the same thing for survival. So we extend this challenge to you. What can you observe about birds and their feeding behavior where you live?